get on a call, have an open mind, and listen to what you guys have to say. Because I think what happens a lot of times is we think we can do it just as good as you guys can, right? And what we're trying to do is we're trying to do all that, train somebody, run these classes, run the gym, but then add in advertising and marketing, where you guys already know what to do, know the algorithms. Like, I don't know none of that stuff when it comes to Facebook or Instagram. You know what? And I don't want to know it. That's just another thing that I want. When I'm done here, I want to go fishing.
You're an inspiration to our entire organization.
Welcome to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast. We're going to be talking the done-for-you marketing and sales strategies proven to work with boutique fitness gyms to increase quality lead flow and grow your revenue. Don't try to be a professional marketer and waste tons of money. Let the experts at Lasso do it for you. And now, here are your hosts, Blake Ruff and Sherman Merritt.
All right, guys, here we go. Another episode of Gym Marketing Made Simple. Today we have another very special guest. We got my man Isaac on here from Texas. So you know it's going to be a big podcast because those boys from Texas, they normally bring it. So I'm excited. Isaac, thanks for hanging out with us today, buddy. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, man. Couldn't wait to get with you guys.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Sherman's in a really good mood after his birthday yesterday, evidently. Just throwing out the Texas slang, evidently.
Yeah, guys. So, Isaac, give us a little bit about the gym. How long have you had the gym? Sort of give them the name of the gym. Just give us a little background on the gym first before we jump into this.
Sure. Well, our gym is Fit Strong United CrossFit. We actually had a birthday. The birthday for the new gym happened on April 28th. Of this year, 2004. So we've been our new location for 10 years. We opened up the gym itself in 2011. So we've been here for going on 13 years now, and just been trying to help people as much as we can. We were pretty much the first CrossFit gym in Victoria, and I also remember we were the 3,000th affiliate in the world too, and now there's 15,000 of them as well. So we've been around for a good while.
Good, man. Good. Yeah. So you've been in the game a long time. So, I think that, some of us that have been around that long, we've seen some ups and downs. The good thing when you've been around that long, you were definitely involved when CrossFit was just going crazy, right? We could people just showing up left and right. Like I remember those days, man, people just, like it was all over the TV. It was new, it was fast. So yeah, those were good times.
Doing dumb stuff, not even warming up. You're going to let's do bar muscle ups. Let's go and, let's put 315 on the barbell and do deadlifts. Let's get it,
Hey, listen, when I first started CrossFit.
That's how I work out these days. No warm up.
I tried.
Quick jog and then right into it.
The young ones are trying to call me out, so I had to show them some things, and I went over there and grabbed my first set on deadlifts was at 405. Then we went to 455, 475. Then I'm like, let's put 500 on the bar. That's PR. I'm on a PR, and that was like my fifth lift, and something in my elbow tore, and I was like, maybe I should have warmed up better.
Yeah, I remember the first time I realized I was getting old, and somebody was like, let's sprint and race, and I pulled my hammy. I was like, all right, that's it. Can't do it anymore. Can't just jump into things.
So my games and my dreams had basically got destroyed because I pulled my hamstring during a workout in 2011. After that, I was like, I'm done with this. I'm not no more. And that was on the 8th sprint on a 40-yard run that we had to do that day, and pulled my hamstring, and I ain't been right since. That was in 2011.
Oh man, tearing stuff. I tore my groin playing basketball one time. Hey man, we got to get to work. We're talking about old people stuff, guys. Listen. All right. So Isaac, tell us what you've been a great client for a couple years now. It seems like
going on, yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Okay. So, what made you reach out to us? I mean, I remember our first call, but what made you reach out to us?
Well, we were just stagnant. We were doing that same gym's doing 3 to 5 people a month. thinking that, if you're here, you post on social media every now and then, people are going to come and seek you out and join your gym. But, that wasn't working. So, there's a lot of things coming across, a lot of different advertising agencies coming across. And I did some little bit background on you guys, liked what I saw, sat down, had a conversation with you. The main thing was, my daughter's going to start college, had to start paying for that. And was ready to definitely step up and take it to the next level because we hadn't been doing that, for at that time, almost 11 years. And we had a great facility. It's just, it wasn't bringing in people. And I wasn't, I had no clue how to market on Facebook or social media. So I knew that wasn't my job, and I needed to reach out to somebody who could do those things. And luckily found you guys, and been very satisfied ever since.
And Sherman, I remember our conversation because you have a background in like sales and like car sales. And I was like, This is like the first dude that actually said he's good at sales and actually good at sales, right? Because like everybody says they're good at sales, right? But yeah, I remember that convo. It was just like, hey, I could sell, guys. Like I just need the leads, which to be honest, like 90% of people say that to us, but like you actually like did. You know how to sell. Getting the process down was a little different, but like you had that fundamental basis of like, I know if I can get people in the door, I can sign them up. And you're not in a huge town either though, right?
No, sir. We got about probably 70,000 people live in Victoria and another 15, 20,000 in the surrounding communities. So, we pull from communities that are 30 minutes, 45 minutes away. So that helps us also. And one thing that helped me too in sales was I was a defensive back when I played football in high school, and coach always told us you're out there on an island, you get burned, you got to go to the next play, forget about it. And I took that to sales. Just because we don't get that sale, we got to forget about that, learn from it, right, and then move on to the next one and try to get that next sale. And in the car business, they always tell you the best time to sell a car is right after you just sold one. And so I even told them the best time to sell a client is after you just sold one, because you're hyped, you're ready to go.
Yeah.
That helped us last month. Good. We hit 20 last month, and we're already at 8 for this month.
Yeah. No, I for me, it's been cool to sort of watch your progression from when you first started. Like I said, like you were like Blake was talking about, you were one of those guys that literally, I was sort of on the fence. I'm just like, man, I don't know if this, like, is this going to, like with the cost of our services, the revenue you were doing, I was like, I don't know, like, is this going to be too much for him? But then you were like, I want to do it. I was like, all right, well, we're going to find out in 4 to 6 months if this is, if this is going to be good for him. So, in comparison to where you first started with us, your revenue, how much has it grown over these last, almost 2 years?
Man, probably about 25%, 25, 30% easily, and staying consistent. And we're still growing. There were just some rough spots in there where I'd say I just got lazy, and then we're just, basically just making sure, the ads were going to bring in people, and, they were going to lay down. And of course, they don't lay down. And, you get discouraged, things like that. But, once you dive into the process, you understand it, you believe in it, just like in working out, you believe in the process, you're going to get results. And so that's been the same thing for us too. We're probably going to hit $20,000 for the month here. Hopefully this month we'll hit 20 grand and surpass it. And that's been the whole goal. I want to get to that 30,000 a month. I want to get to that $40,000 a month bracket. So it's just as long as we keep following the process, and you guys do what y'all guys do best. It's going to be, I wouldn't say easy, but the work is there. Go out there and do it.
Yeah, I think one thing you just said there, though, we see it all the time, right? Like you start getting these leads and you start crushing it the first couple months, right? And then you get, like, every gym happens to every gym. You start getting complacent. And the other thing too, you just generally forget what life was without the leads coming in, right? Yeah. And then there's a lot of gym owners that, like, oh, it's not all coming from Facebook or whatever, turn it off and quickly realize, oh crap, like I don't want to be generating all these leads. Like I'm missing like a ton of people coming in. Like, the opportunity of ROI is gone. So I think that's a huge thing of just like realizing, you having that mindset of like, hey guys, like I'll be honest, like I've just gotten a little complacent and lazy lately, and I got to kick it in gear a little bit and get back to what works.
Right.
And you can't let up the gas, right? Because anytime you let up the gas in business, it just starts going back the old way.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, so you just always got to stay on it.
And when you hit those lulls too, and you got a book appointment after appointment, either canceling or not closing, is just you can't get discouraged. You got to keep going, because there's gonna be that one's gonna come in that's gonna sign up, and then you know what? That's when you get hyped up, ready to go and sign the next one up. And you just keep that momentum going, because you can have positive momentum, you have negative momentum. You want to stay out of that negative momentum.
Yeah, I think that's expand on that a little bit, because I think one thing we get from a lot of gym owners is like they get so emotional about like somebody didn't sign up, right? Or like this was a bad lead, this person wasted my time, rather than just being like, all right, no emotion, on to the next one, right? Like how did you, and I know you have a sales background, so it could even be that, like how did you come to that point of like not gonna worry about it, it's just literally the next one?
I love to fish, okay? And what I've learned is if you're out there fishing, okay, and you take a cast off, you're not paying attention, and that fish bites, you lose it because you're not paying attention, right? So I look at it as sales. If I'm not paying attention and focus on each individual client or appointment that comes in, I can lose it. So I got to focus whether I get them or not. And that way, and when it comes to the next one, refocus, because they may bite and you're not focused and you lose them, because you can talk yourself out of a sale. I've learned that too,
Absolutely.
You can say too much and boom, they're gone. Whether you should have said, all right, let me get my pad, sign you up, let's go. So, just getting back to that, it's like, refocusing on that individual that's in front of you, and learning if they don't sign up, learning from it, and then get on to the next one and try to get that next one to bite and get them closed, and then just, I've had it, like I told you guys a few weeks ago, I've had to where, a person come in and all of a sudden it's been a year ago and now they're ready. You let the lead nurture system do its job, and I'm not doing it. The lead nurture system is doing it, and all of a sudden you get one or two people in that 6 months ago, a year ago, weren't interested.
Yeah. No, we see it all the time. Like we were just having this conversation offline yesterday, me, Blake, Rob, and Rob signed up someone yesterday who had she had unsubscribed from the list. She had unsubscribed from the nurturing. She hit D&D, a while ago, and then she signed up and she's like, I'm not getting any emails. So now we're trying to troubleshoot how to get her back on the list, because yes, she wasn't interested 6 months ago. Okay, that's fine. But now, 6 months later, she's a paying, happy client. So, that's one of the big things that we tell folks all the time. We're going to be gathering these leads over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. We're going to be gathering them. And yes, you're going to have a big lead list, but eventually there's going to be people that opted in 3, 6, 9 months ago. They'll just pop up out of the blue because they're going to be somewhere. The email is going to hit them right. The text nurture is going to hit them at the right time. They're going to say, you know what? I'm ready to make a change. Hey, Isaac, can I come in this week? And you're like, dang, I haven't told this person in 6 months.
Right.
And now you got a client, but you would have never had that person if you didn't have a system, like ours is built out for, 18, 24 months. If it's only built out for 2 weeks, then this person, the only time they get a contact is when you're trying to sell them something. Like they're just not going to respond. They're going to be, oh, that's just that gym trying to sell me something else. So giving them value and stuff is important.
Matter of fact, I just recognized an individual by the name of J.R. Hinojosa. He was one of those that was a year, was in the system for a year. And this guy just lost 60 pounds with us. He went from 300 to 240 and is about to get in the 230s, which, every 10 pounds, like I want to get 240s, I want to get 230s. So he's about to touch that 230 mark. And what happened with him is He goes, he gets his checkup. Doc says, bro, you're about to get some diabetes if you don't change your life. And, next thing I know, he's in the gym and he's been with us since October and he's loving it. Brought his son, his daughter, and actually the son brought back 2 people that hadn't been to the gym in about 2 years. So out of
Man, that's
that one
crazy.
lead, what's that? That's 4 or 5 people right
Correct.
there,
Correct. That's what I was gonna say. Like that's just one lead, right? Obviously, that's a great scenario, but like that's the thing, right? Like Blake always, he's always talking about, hey, like you want to look at the overall increase in your membership, the traffic, because if you're just strictly focused on, well, this person didn't come through the funnel, they didn't come in through this, like you're missing out big time. Because if we go back and look at Jim's numbers from like the last 4 or 6 months, we see that their numbers are down in comparison to when they start working with us. So for us, as long as we see an increase, we're not like, oh, this isn't working. Like everything is going great. If there's an increase, the only thing you've changed is working with us, getting more leads, getting more opportunities, revenues increasing. That's a win-win. Don't waste time on, oh, well, this person, they just, they emailed me or they clicked on this. Like we're looking at past history, your past numbers, everything is up by 25, 50, 100%. The marketing is working. Let's leave it
right?
alone. Let's not try to make this thing complicated when it really doesn't have to be.
If it's done broke, don't fix it.
That's kind of off topic. I commented on something today of there. People are looking at like 2 different software systems and they're like integrations and all this stuff. And I'm like, you guys are missing the biggest point with the CRM is lead nurture. Like take the integrations out of it. Like who has the best workflow and going to get people in front of you? Like we get so caught up in automations, right? And this is like, I'm going down the sales path, right? Of like AI, like I want responses and all this stuff. And people forget, they act like they're in like software sales all the time rather than like a B2C business. Like you're not B2B where it's like emails and people don't like have time to talk on the phone. You need to get them on the phone. You need to get in front of them. And I think something that like, going down to like what you're really good at, Isaac, is like, hey, I just want to get these people in front of me, right? Like I don't want to text them all day and like do all this stuff, but you need a CRM. Like stop worrying about like automations are great and integrations are great. But if you don't have people coming in, it doesn't matter if it switches them to new client. Like you got to get them in the door first. And so the messaging has to relate to somebody, right? Because I've seen it all the way on all these gyms. You're like, I just need it automated. I need this, I need that. And you're like, yeah, but you're not even signing anybody up. So the automations don't even matter.
So, if they ain't coming in the door, it's all for nothing. They got to come in the door. That's the first thing. They got to come see you because what they're doing right now is they're shopping you. Where they're shopping you on your Facebook page, shopping your Instagram page, shopping your Google, they're shopping your website, and that's their first impression. So what we want and what you guys push is get them in the door, sit them in front of you so they can talk to a real live person and, let them know what's going to happen when they come in the gym. And what's going to happen is that you're going to change their life for the better.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's one of the, that's one of the big things I've seen with you, Isaac, over the time. Like you said, there's ebbs and flows to this thing. And I think, and I believe that, anyone listening to this podcast, this is what we'll tell you if you're working with us. Like Blake mentioned earlier, in the beginning, when you first start, like it's probably going to take off because we have what we like to call hyper clickers. And so people are going to be clicking on stuff. It's new, it's fresh. But eventually, sort of similar to the stock market, overall, over the long term, there's going to be an increase. But if you zoom into it, sometimes it's down, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's way down, sometimes it's way up. But over the course of time, year, 2, 3 years, whatever, it is a increase overall. And I think that's one thing that you're pretty good at. I know sometimes we'll get on a call and you'll be like, yeah, like it's going okay, like it's not going great this month, but last month we gained 22. So this month I'm okay with gaining 4. Like that's fine. Like it's just part of the process. And, so many people, they get stuck on, no matter what happens one month, they could increase their revenue by $10,000 in a month. And then the next month, they may only increase it by 1,000. They're like, well, I don't know if this is working, guys. Do we need to change anything? And I'm just like, bro.
If you average it out, that's 5,500 over 2 months. That's 5,500 a month for 2 months. So, you got to look at those things as well. You can't look at the negative side of everything because when you do that, that's going to affect you. That's going to affect how you respond to clients or potential leads. That's going to affect you how you're going to talk to them when they come into your office and sit down for an appointment. You got to take that stuff and get it out of your head, move on to the next one, and close. Worry about closing that one that's in front of you right now.
Yeah. No, I agree. So, um, we're gonna still talk about marketing, but I just found out that Isaac was a fisherman last week. Uh, so I like fishing, but like I really don't fish that well. But my boy Isaac, he's out there on a kayak. Isaac, tell me, like, give us a little bit about a fishing trip. Tell us a little bit how it really works, because you're really fishing. Like you're not playing, like you're not standing on the side. Like you're working. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, my hands are all chewed up. I don't know if you can see that right here. Let's see. I got stuck right there. I got stuck right there. Um, where's the other my camera? Where's it at? This hand got all. I'm cut
Yeah.
right. Where is I'm cut at? Cut up here. So I got all jacked up yesterday. My kayak's a pedal kayak. I was paddling for about 15 years. That was work, man. That was
Yeah.
tough. But so yesterday I went fishing, and I got out in the water. I waded. I'm in about knee deep to about to waist deep water, and going for
Okay.
redfish. I want to see them. I want to cast my bait in front of them. I want to see them eat. And so I was able to take advantage of a couple of those yesterday. And matter of fact, I catch one redfish, and 10 of his buddies are coming at me, and that was a sight to see. I'm fighting him. The other fish take off, but there's another one with them trying to eat the bait out of his mouth. It was
Oh,
awesome. Yeah. So ended up
so
catching two reds, a black drum, and a flounder yesterday.
so now, but okay, but you're pedaling out, right? Like you're going out there and like you're doing like real work. This is sort of like a workout
Oh yeah.
combined with fishing, though. Like this is like a
Mhm.
workout combined with
It
fishing.
is. I definitely
Yeah,
told the ladies I worked out yesterday. And what'd you do? I was like, I went kayaking. That's a workout.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I didn't even. Yeah, I didn't know that you going out there. Like I was intrigued.
But it's fun.
I
It's
can
like
handle water that deep.
it's another. It makes it hard. It makes it more challenging to catch that fish. To me,
Yeah,
and in
yeah.
some instances, it makes it a little easier because I can get to those fish where people in boats can't get to. Get to
Got you.
stalk them.
Yeah,
So that's pretty fun too. Actually getting to stalk a redfish, seeing the redfish eat, and then making the redfish eat your plastic lure when they just passed up a real live morsel right there. So that's also
yeah.
good, tricking them into eating what you have.
See, man, I'm a Florida boy, born and raised, and I think about alligators. And I know you in Texas. Y'all got alligators in Texas, man.
Oh yeah, we do. Oh yeah, we do.
See,
Matter of fact, a video
see.
just went viral yesterday or a couple of days ago of somebody caught a bull shark in the Guadalupe. The Guadalupe's that way about 3 miles that way is the Guadalupe, and they caught a bull
Yeah.
shark in it sometime the last week or so. Yeah.
All right. All right. That's enough fishing. Let's get back to marketing. All right. Uh, okay, Isaac. So, before we get ready to wrap this thing up, tell me, okay, someone that's thinking about reaching out to us, like, what would you tell them? Like, what tips would you give them? What advice would you give them? Just be honest, because I want people to know. Because I think, we're figuring out now. There's a lot of people listening to the podcast, and they love when we have real people on here. So, like, what would you tell them? Like, what would you tell someone thinking about working with us or thinking about just getting involved in marketing? Like, what would you tell them looking back on it now?
Get on a call, have an open mind, and listen to what you guys have to say. Because I think what happens a lot of times is we think we can do it just as good as you guys can, right?
Yeah.
And what we're trying to do is we're trying to do all that, train somebody, run these classes, run the gym, but then add in advertising and marketing,
Yeah.
where you guys already know what to do, know the algorithms. Like I don't know none of that stuff when it comes to Facebook or Instagram. You know what? And I don't want to know it. That's just another thing that I
Yeah.
want. When I'm done here, I want to go fishing, right? So
Yeah.
I don't want to do those things. But what I can do is I can go over there and work these leads for an hour over a day or two. I can do those. So for a new person, um, if you're gonna gamble on yourself and you guys. I would definitely
Yeah.
gamble on you, because I made my money back in 2 weeks the first time we signed up.
I remember that. I remember
Right?
that.
Yeah. So I was, I knew it. And once you get in it, you're gonna get on that high, right? But you got to stay on that high. So for new people, if you want to change, you want a positive change, and you want something that's gonna work, that's been proven to work, give it a shot. Because you know what? You can always cancel. If you don't think it's working, you can always cancel. You know, and but you're never gonna know unless you do it, unless you try it.
Love that.
Yeah, no, that's good. Like we always tell people, when they talk to us, again, in defense of our community, I will say that our community has been, in years past, our community has been taken advantage of by quote unquote marketing companies, right? So I
Mm,
get why some people are sort of hesitant to talk to us or work with us because they're like, well, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that I tell people often is that your success is just as important to us as it is to you, because
right.
what happens when we help someone crush it? They talk about it. They come on our pod and talk about it. And it's a win-win for everyone. So like, we're not in the business of you not being uber successful. Like, we're in the business of you crushing it, so that when someone, reaches out, we can say, oh, we got this guy in wherever, reach out to him, or this girl in wherever, reach out to them, and they'll tell you about their experience. So then we don't even have to sell people, we want to see people crushing it. So yeah, yeah, that's
like what
good
you said
insight.
earlier, like when I think you had somebody that turned off their Facebook leads, and then now all of a sudden wondering where their Facebook leads came from. That's
Yep.
the thing you're going to realize is that you're going to get people that are going to come to your gym or just become leads that just moved to your town, didn't even know you lived in your town. So you're going to reach a lot more people than I ever could by myself on my Facebook or Instagram or Google. So that's the one thing people need to realize is that you think you're doing work, you're not doing work. Let you guys do the work, and then you'll see exactly what can be done, because a lot of people don't really understand. They think they understand. They think they see it. I live so and so. This is all we're gonna do. It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think like that, that is all you're gonna do. You got to open up your mind. You got to go out there. You got to be aggressive and let people do their jobs. My job is to sell the people that you bring in. Your job is to bring the people into me. And as long as you have that working and going along, you can be successful. There's no reason why you can't. And it's there's nothing. I've had nothing but good things with it. As long as I put in the work and I do what I'm supposed to be doing. So give it a shot. Give it 6 months and see what's going to happen in 6 months. You know what's going to happen. You're going to make another $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in 6 months. How bad is that? I think I'm right now. I'm probably on pace to make 50 grand more than I did last year right now.
Yeah, so it
Oh,
pays for
I love
itself
to
every
hear it.
month.
Yeah.
I think one thing you're saying, without saying it, is like focus on your strengths, right? If you suck at marketing and you don't know how to do it, but you're an amazing salesperson, well, if you know you can sell, you just need the leads. So you need to find somebody that's the best at getting you leads so you can sell more. Like, I mean,
Exactly.
that's primarily, like, if you base it down to like surface level, that's your case, right? Like,
Most
I'm good at sales. I just don't know how to do this, nor do I give a crap. Like, and anybody listen to this, our best clients are the ones that don't want to learn Facebook ads. They don't want to learn it. They don't care to learn it. They're not micromanaging us. They're just like, you guys do what you do. I'm going to trust you. Like, I told this to Sherman one day, and he's like, I don't remember if you said it's a good analogy, but I'll act like you said it. Like, if I came to hire you to be my personal trainer, I wouldn't tell you how to personal train me. I came to hire you for a reason, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
just like if you guys come hire us, like, you need to, like, you gave us the reins, you're trusting us. We do this with 80 to 100 gyms, spend 40 to 60 grand a month in Facebook ads. We know what works, right? You just got to trust us. You got to trust the process. And we promise, like Sherman said, we are here to like partner with you because we want to see you succeed. We don't want to see you fail. Like, we're not some marketing company like that doesn't, chat with you every 2 weeks or every
Right.
month. Like, we're with you guys in this process. And they're like, sorry, it's not working. Like, most marketing companies, just spend more money, you'll get more leads. It's like, no, let's dive into actually what's going on here.
Right.
Right. So,
And I've done other stuff before. When we first opened up, we did a boot camp type deal. I went over there, I cut my price in half. I brought 30 people into the gym, and in a month I had one left. That's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to go out there and do some gimmicky advertising scheme, fill the gym with a bunch of people, and all of a sudden, I'm taking time away from the people that believe in me, have been here the longest, and then for somebody that's going to be here for a month and be gone, that's one thing that, we're going to get those, we're going to close those people that, they're here 1 month and gone the next. But a majority of the people that you guys are going to bring in, that we're going to close, they're going to stay for a while. If we can get a year, 2 years out of them, that's a great thing. So just by the leads that your guys are bringing in are quality leads already. We do got to do sometimes we got to do some extra qualifying, but, it's a very small percentage of what we actually do, because the leads that come in generally are good. Once you figure out what they're going to do, they're you got something or you don't. And then if you don't, move on. If you got something, work it.
Yeah. No, I like that. I like that. Isaac, man, this has been great, man. This has been great. Thank you. Seriously, thank you for spending time with us on a Friday recording this podcast. I didn't think we were going to be able to get it done because we're having technical difficulties offline. But look, we got it done and we crushed it. I know, and we crushed it. So, yeah, man, thanks for hanging out with us. And guys, as usual, tell a friend to tune in, and we will chat with you guys next week. All right.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the Gym Marketing Made Simple podcast with Blake Ruff and Sherman Merricks. We hope you enjoyed. We believe marketing should increase revenue and not waste money. So book your free call today. Head on over to lassoframework.com. That's lassoframework.com and find the right words, get more customers, and increase your revenue. We'll see you here next time.